Hey everybody, it's Chris. Okay. We are live on YouTube. And I'm going to record now, so welcome to the show, Mike. I'm so glad you decided to join me today. I'm super pumped. Maybe for those who don't know exactly who you are, explain yourself. Who are you? Who are you?
That's a beautiful question, Chris. Actually, in today's life coach course, that was the main topic. And so I want to answer this question a little different, all right? Besides all the accolades and awards and things of this nature, who I am personally is JaJa, right? A communicator, a listener, a healer.
Yeah. Okay, I got you back. Sorry, I lost you for a minute. So, you're a communicator. That's correct. What is your message? Because I noticed you post a ton of content and in multiple shapes or forms. So one thing I did kind of tell the audience about you is that you're incredibly creative, and I get that vibe from you. And like, what is your message?
Real specific, right? To motivate and inspire confidence and faith within individuals, right? So that they can go towards their calling. That is the core message. That is the constitution. Simply because growing up, I came from a place of low confidence, not really understanding myself, understanding who I was. Low confidence derails your potential because you don't actually go out and do the things that you're supposed to do. For instance, this greatness podcast that you're embarking on and building. Without a level of confidence, you can't do something like this and reach out to influencers to help impact the community. So it's real simple for me. Motivate and inspire confidence and faith. Right. My biggest goal is to help eradicating depression in general. One of the things about not having confidence, it's like a scale, right? The lack of confidence enables you to start drifting towards this thing called depression. Right? And so I've been there in 2014, and I told God I'd never go back to that point when He got me out of it. So this led me on the journey of creating a platform like JaJa's Mic, which teaches leadership, on a practical sense, so that people can actually go out and have this mind shift daily.
And what was the catalyst in 2014? I know I seen one of your posts the other day, kind of talking about when you broke up with your girlfriend. That was, I think, a big moment for you. So what happened in 2014, or was that the thing?
Hold on, Chris. We broke again. Say it again. The connection cut.
What was the shift for you? Like, what brought you from that moment of depression to who you are now? Was it like one event, or is it just learning over time?
It was events that got me out of it. What got me in it was living a life without purpose, right? So this is going to the university, full-time student at a university, working 2 jobs at the same time, right? 60+ hour weeks, working more than some managers, moving without purpose, just trying to collect a check. And I'm all for abundance, I'm all for finance, but I'm all for it in the sense of doing it with purpose. And so I went through a stage of depression just because I'm doing everything in my life that I really don't want to be doing, right? And so I entered this lost stage for me where legitimately it was a weekend. Look, I don't know what you're in Canada right now, but over here it's hot. And it was a day like today where legitimately it's a weekend, and I'm sitting there in the room, Chris, and I'm telling myself, like, this is going to be my last day. Like, I'm really having these thoughts. I was in a depressive, suicidal season, and I felt like this was going to be that day. So to answer your question on what got it out was I said, you know what, Lord, if you're gonna really dive into my life right now and help me, I've always been a part of this, a part of the church, things of that nature, but I didn't really have this connection, this spiritual connection. I remember like it was yesterday, I did a prayer, and legitimately, once I did that prayer, like, God, if you're going to do something, do it right here, do it right now. And all I hear, Chris, is a knock on my door, right? I hear that knock on the door. I'm frustrated. Who's bothering me right now, right? Who's interrupting? I'm angry. I'm legitimately in the lowest state I could possibly be in, and I get a knock on my door. I go open it. It's my ex at the time. I get down on my knees. I start bawling because I knew God answered my prayer. I said, I need help. And so after that day, Chris, this is what changed my life. I started to dive into my word more. I started to read self-help books, Brian Tracy, sales, you name it, I probably read it. Stephen R. Covey. I think the list goes on. Napoleon Hill. I'm diving into all of these authors because I'm doing whatever I can to change my perspective of physical fitness. I started to run 2 miles a day, right? Every day. I didn't let up. 2 miles led to 4 miles a day. 5 miles led to 7 miles a day. Last year I was running 14 miles a day. One of my trainers, they're like, yo, JaJa, you're running 2 marathons a week. But, so this is what led me out of the slump. Going towards, difficulties, going towards challenges that are in the sake of a better cause, right?
So
and I can dive deeper, but
you wanna essentially help people kind of get from the state you were in into the state you are now, because now you have this mission and you're honestly just online killing it. Like you made a huge shift there. So your perfect audience is the person that's kind of just feeling that way, where they're lost and they feel depressed and they need help, because obviously for you found your own way out of it, and you found a lot of help in those. And like same way with me, I read a ton of content. Like, for me, it was How to Win Friends and Influence People. That was a huge book for me. And Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. These are like two fundamental.
Powerful.
So for me, that was what did it. And similar, your content with mine is like, my content, I hope, will help somebody that was feeling the way I was feeling, the way you were feeling at one point. Because once you find that goal or that mission of yours, like everything changes. It's a new life. And to help someone get there is so rewarding. But one thing I did notice about your content is that it's like insanely well done. Like, where did you learn to make movies like that? Because they are insanely good.
Thank you. But Chris, I'm gonna be honest with you. This came from at the age of 6 years old, right? Legitimately, I have a little brother, Brian, who's 6 older sisters, and at the age of 6. Me and my little sister, my 2 older sisters and my little brother, we would steal my father's camera. Every weekend he went to work. It's back when they had like the big old, I think it was the RCA, whatever it's called. We would steal it, right? Every weekend he went to work. He still doesn't know to this day. Please don't tell him. And we would make movies. Because when my father made movies, he never hit the pause button. So even when we were setting up each scene, he'd just be recording the whole time. And so that would frustrate us. So we hated my father's production. And so we just started making movies. And so basically I lost the love for, I won't say the love, I just through my adolescent years as a teenager, the game of basketball. At the age of 6, that's when I picked up basketball as well. And, high school, they don't really promote like production and things of that nature. Or A-Leaf, Southwest A-Leaf, Texas. High school, Kettner, they didn't really promote these things. And it wouldn't be till college where I really picked it up again. Because check this out, Chris. To really answer that question, what got me back was my senior year of high school. And I had to stop playing basketball. This thing that I love so much. My heart. I had a heart problem. They did EKGs. They couldn't really find out what was wrong. And I had to stop That was God telling me, JaJa, that's not going to be a route. It's not going to be a journey. And so as a high school student, many high school kids can relate. What do you do when you've given your all to something and you can no longer pursue it anymore? Like, it doesn't love you back. If I can use terminology like that. And so what changed my life, Chris, was the Senior Market Day Project. They made us do a Senior Market Day project at Kepner High School where we had to make a product. Now, we have to make a product, Chris. We had a commercial. My sister was in editing. She was in. This is something she did. And so we shot the commercial, had one of the dopest, edits that they've seen in a while, right? And what this taught me, Chris, was, okay, I can make a product, also do something creative as well to sell a product. That wouldn't hit me until college when I started to legitimately study, film and videography, even to this day, like somebody who's studying for the MCAT, right? Like, that's just how obsessive I started to dive into it. So the things you see today are just a reflection of what I still do today. I'm always educating myself. Every single day there's a clock that goes off on my phone. I got to learn something new about videography. Because I don't only speak, I legitimately run a photography and videography production company with not a lot right now. Just because it's not a lot, I don't just, certain projects I just can't promote for licensing, legal reasons.
Right. So for you, this has been like, this has been literally your entire life. You've been kind of thinking at least about video. So this wasn't just something you picked up right away. Like you've basically been making movies your whole life. Not necessarily making movies, but you've been at least thinking about it. And then once high school came around and college is when you really took off with it.
Right.
So like I noticed you do like a lot of the spoken word. Like, where does that inspiration come from? Like, when do you know that it feels right to make a video about this?
Man, it's so funny because, Chris, at the age of, around the same, it's so funny how many things happen at a young age. But legitimately, anytime I did spoken word, whether it's for like my elementary or like sixth art, anytime I wrote something, I gotta give her so much praise for the love she gave me every time I would write poetry and write lines. It's not a competition. But, once again, what is poetry compared to basketball, right? So it's like this is what I always did. Mother's Day, growing up my entire life, since elementary school, I never bought my father, I never bought my mother anything. I never bought them a card, a cliche card from Walgreens or CVS. All I would ever do is take a white sheet of printing paper, fold it, and write poetry. I always, every single year after year after year after year after year. And so what intrigued me to start doing it on the platform is that I love hip-hop, I'm into hip-hop, but I understand a lot about psychology. I understand a lot about repetition. I understand about how to program your conscious mind. And don't get me wrong, when I'm running, I get ratchet a little bit, But I understand it's like candy. You can't have too much of it. So for me, I said, if God is giving me a platform where I can spit some miracle bars, leadership bars, something of motivation, I'm gonna use my platform and do it. And I think it comes from what you're doing right now, Chris. Like we said in the beginning, it just comes from understanding my level of confidence now is different. I don't really care too much about being rejected because I know the people I'm called to help, just like yourself.
Yeah, and I noticed that, you have a huge following, too. So did that following kind of grow over time, or was it like you released one thing and that just, exploded it?
No, that's over time. What I did for me, and a lot of people don't talk about their growth, and I don't understand why. But for me, one of my biggest things is studying sales. And studying Zig Ziglar is what influenced me the most in my early days of studying sales. Because you got to understand, in the time, many people, if you don't know who Zig Ziglar is, look him up. He's one of the greatest entrepreneurs really to exist in a time where there wasn't social media. Your voice. I'm talking about for your audience, people who may not know. One of the greatest salesmen of all time in an age where there wasn't social media. So he was very direct on his marketing. I mean, door to door, door to door. And so a lot of the principles I learned from Zig Ziglar, I just utilized that. I said, you know what? How can I, because I'm very analytical with the things that I do. Not too analytical that it stumps me from taking action, but I'm analytical in my approach. But how can I use old methods, old philosophical methods for today? And so what I ended up doing was taking the Zig Ziglar approach. And legitimately how I grew my following was, studying sales books. Who was my audience? Who would initially reach out to me? And so in the beginning of my profile, it was really nothing but photography. So I just went out to my clientele, my audience, and I really started knocking on doors. And in today's world, what is that? Knocking on profiles that will possibly, like my content. So I grew organically, and it's still growing. Nowhere where I want it to be just because of the people I know I'm called to reach. I'm pretty sure you feel the same way.
No, 100%. That's smart. Which leads me to believe, I kind of was mentioned earlier on the show, how we met is someone DM'd someone. I don't remember who it was, but after hearing you just speak, I feel like maybe you hit me up first. But I don't really remember, but not an important point. So one thing that I noticed was photography. Now, is that something that you've done all along? Photography?
Photography is the main thing that in college allowed me to understand that this is going to be my way of breaking out. Because I was doing pre-pharmacy at Texas Southern University, right? The goal after the heart situation was to be a pharmacist, right? Quote unquote. Not my goal. Parents too go. You know what I mean? Photography opened the door for me because it allowed me to create. I was creating with a great guy, my Kashmir, right? Kenneth Stevenson. He was my roommate from Chicago. He inspired in so many ways, but his ambition that he took from Chicago, God brought me into him just because his hunger is like I've never seen before. And so when I started the creative thing, lucky for me, I had somebody, just one person, even though it wasn't family, like parents, I had that one person who was able to affirm the things that I'm doing. And Chris, I feel like for everybody, a lot of times we do something, but we don't have even just one person to affirm, like, you're doing a great job with your show. You know what I mean? Like, you're making impact. You got to have that one guy, that one buddy that can push you, even if it's gassing you in the beginning because your stuff may not be that great. You got to have somebody that sees the potential. So Kenneth Stevenson, he always saw the potential, and I always saw the potential in him. And so that's when photography, I started to just gain confidence in going towards, how can I make this a business that's going to free me from the confinements of something that I don't want to do. So in college, Chris, to answer that question, is the main stage of my life where it took off. Not even in high school. Like I said, basketball was my love.
And do you have any plans for the future?
Well, no, I'm going to let you keep going with that question.
Like, what's your plan going forward? Like, you're doing what you're doing now. Do you just want to keep doing that and keep getting better at it, or is there an ultimate goal where you want to end up?
To me, the ultimate goal for me won't be achieved while I'm still alive. That's just how I see it. For me,
you're going after legacy.
To really want to be cat. Say it again.
You're going after legacy.
But it kind of broke. The connection broke.
Yeah, the connection's not ideal right now.
What legacy? I would say more. I just want to leave my biggest thing is to leave an energy behind, right? Leave an energy behind that helps create action. That's one of my biggest things. Is I just want to transfer any platform that I get on, whether it's on the mic, whether it's in video. I just want to transfer energy through the screen because not many people will meet me. But if you do a person be honest, an icon for just allowing people to take action because there's so much things that everybody I bump into, I don't care who you are, that everybody wants to do, but it's like nobody's pushing them to do it. Nobody's pushing them to do it. Nobody. And so that's what it's about, creating a platform that lives beyond even, after I'm gone, which just there's principles. So like Chris, like you just mentioned, one of my favorite books from Dale Carnegie, right? How to Win Friends and Influence People. That should be high school curriculum, but there's no self-development course in high school, right? So what it does is, especially for you who's on the radio, it teaches individuals how to communicate and connect with people. You know what I mean?
That book is life changing. Like it's a whole new way.
What did it do for you?
Like for me, how to win friends, and it was like I didn't realize that there was more. Like I don't even know how to word it. It was so monumental. It was like it brought my thinking from like way down to the floor to like up to the ceiling. Like that was the first moment when I realized that there's like a huge potential out there, and there's a bigger thought, and there's just like more. And it was just like, yeah, there was a lot of great teachings in it, but it was more for me the concept or idea that you're not in this box. Like there's this huge world out there, and you're in control. I think that was the message. It was like you can be the one to make the change. You just got to take these actions. It's like your actions control the outcome, and not so much reverse, which was the big moment. And then from there, you just it's a spiral. It's a domino effect. You read that book, and you get the next one, then you get the next one, and then like things start happening. And this is when I talk about your circle of influence. My best friends in this time were literally Dale Carnegie and Napoleon Hill, and Grant Cardone and Gary. Like these are my friends, really. Like this is my biggest influence, right? Which I think is kind of an important thing in some ways.
That's huge, though, Chris. That's huge.
It was big for me. It was for me, and that's kind of the start of my journey. And I think a lot of people have similar journeys. But what I want to know from you, the average person listening here is probably 23 to 35. What are some words of wisdom that you'd give that age group where they're kind of unsure about their situation?
Man, so one of our biggest things, I think we talked this the other day, and my brother Brian, we started talking about this more so as well. But it's about certainty, right? It's about certainty. If you know legitimately right now that there's something in your heart that's pulsating, and thumping at you every single day for you to do or push towards and pursue, you'll never regret going towards it, right? And it's cliche because all we ever hear about is you got to accept rejection or don't be scared of failure. But I think that's too shallow because it's like we don't talk about how to accept failure. How do I put my hand over the stove and get burnt, knowing I'm gonna get burnt, but still do it anyway? So it's about talking about the benefits, right? So one of my biggest things is I'm talking to an audience like that. I'm talking about the benefits. So my last video where I was like the 6-year relationship that didn't work, I know so many people who they emailed me and just reached out to me like I was going through that experience. You know what I mean? I love my experience. I love my ex, right? I love everything I've ever been through. I love my pain. I love the torture of running 14 miles. Because what it does, it puts my mind at a state where it's going to make an excuse, and I get to find out more about myself and to recognize the pain that you're actually in. You know what I mean? These are the things that we got to take note of, and we just got to write them down. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's why you put your hand in the fire. You don't put your hand in the fire and take it out. And now you write down, okay, what was that feeling like? You know what I mean? Why did I do that? And so to answer that question once again, it's if you have this thing that's pulsating in your heart, which is the flame, right? It's really a flame. Whenever you're dealing with something of passion, it's going to burn you. It's going to burn you. It's going to be the thing that hurts you the most. You know what I mean? For you, such a platform that it's huge. You know how big it is. And so it's like internally, you know where you want to take it, right? Externally, you may not be there yet, number-wise, right? Quote unquote. But it burns you in a sense because you want to take this to a place that's like every day you wake up, you're hungry, you're reaching towards the fire, right? But you know why you're reaching towards the fire. Learning each and every day. You're getting hit with rejection. You're getting hit with folks who don't want to be a part of the platform, and you don't know why, right? But it's like, okay, wait 5 years later. Wait 5 years down the road and see what I've created. Now you're going to want to be a part of it because you see my intentions were pure, you know? So when I get a call from you on Instagram, I'm like, yo, hey, let's do this because I understand we're right here. You see what I'm saying? And so, once again, we help each other. And so, for me to just talk to my old self, I would just say, look, man, what you want to do is going to burn you. You're going to suffer. You're not going to see the results you want to see instantaneously. But I guarantee, if you continue to push forward, right, you'll see the results. I would never think that I'm doing a Skype from somebody in Canada. You know what I mean? Legitimately. I got people all around the world hitting me up, and it's like I'm doing Skype with a guy named Chris from Canada. That is priceless.
And we appreciate it here in Canada. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So, to kind of get into the later stages of everything here, I want to go off topic a little bit because something that I like to know about people having the show is their personal kind of tastes, I guess, in music and stuff like that. So if you were to recommend maybe one or two artists that we should check out, who would they be? Who you playing right now?
Man, I'm playing, oh my goodness. So other than the music, I'm listening, I'm making myself. I'm playing J. Cole, always playing J. Cole, Jay-Z right now.
Okay.
Let me see. My boy Alpha. Oh man, one of my boys Alpha that I shot a video for. His music is, to me, I feel like he's just gonna shift how we just listen to hip hop. So Alpha, if you're listening to this, you inspire me a lot, man.
We'll have to share it with him for sure.
How about yourself?
For me right now, like, this is gonna sound so like Canadian and cliche, but like I'm super into the Tragically Hip and Gorgani. Like, I just love that. I can't help it. I'm born and raised. And then other than that, like, totally separate is I'll put on Google Music and I'll hit deep chill just to, like, chill vibes and just, like, do my thing because that's when I'm in the zone. I'm focusing. It gets me into, like, that right place mentally.
Yeah. You should listen to Selection. You know about Selection Radio?
No, I don't. But I'm gonna know about it.
Oh man. Yes, dude. It'll change your life. Selection, what they're doing out in Los Angeles, just putting us on the new music, and there's so many different creators that are making some phenomenal content that we just don't know about. Selection Radio. Tune into the station. I'm telling you, you're not gonna be disappointed.
It's hot. But anyway, it's a hot day out here. My Wi-Fi is not doing so hot, so I think we're going to wrap this up. I really super appreciate your time. You spit some serious fire today. I think I'm going to be able to get a lot of good content of this for myself and for the listeners. And again, I really appreciate your time. I know that, you know, like you said, you get hit up from all over the world, but here you are chatting with me in Canada, making it happen. So again, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, anytime, man. Anytime.
Right.
Oh yeah, one more thing. Make sure to send me the content. I want to share it with the folks what you're doing sincerely. Like Chris, understand this, man. What you're doing is huge.